I'll just give you a Zimbabwe update. What's happening out there? Some of you may know what we do out there, some may not, so I'll just give it a bit of a resume first. And that, but I would like to start it off by you listening to our 6-year-old granddaughter in praise and worship. That's our daughter in the white, granddaughter in white, African style. Yeah. In white. Right. Right, that's Robert's youngest daughter, right? Yeah. Yeah. I've just got a resume. God joined our Aristoclopus and our family in Zimbabwe in 1986 with Restoration magazine. I've got the card up, William. This is the card that we talk about a lot. On his way up to, went up to Yanja, on his way up to Yanja, the car kept breaking down. That's it. The car kept breaking down, and the back end of the exhaust fell off, so we had to get some tree bark and tie it on the tree bark, which when it dried, that came off. So we put it in boot, along with mealing bags and 6 bottles of cooking oil and sweets for kids, and there were 5 of us adults in the car. Very rough country. We got further up and the front end of the exhaust come off. So we got a bit of wire and tied that on. And then after that, we got to Yanja. First time we went up to Yanja. We got it repaired while we were taking part in the meeting. I'll tell you about it in a minute. The church in Harare is part of Covenant Christian Fellowship, City Church, Related Church, the Bulawayo, Nyanja, Mrewa, Umbare, and Kwadzana. Our first time we went out to Zimbabwe, before we went to Nyanja, where this is, we heard that both there and Mrewa were struggling to put a roof on the building, just finishing off. So some of the money which we were given here to take out, we completed 2 buildings with. And at the moment we've got a third church going on. And that is a building at Yanja. Now when we went into that building, there were only chairs for us to sit on. Everybody else, old, young, and whatever you are, is all sat top floor. So at the end of the meeting, we gave them some more money from our church. And they went and bought benches, and they can make a brown bench out on there. That's that lady in turquoise. By her hand, there's a brown bench. So we bought seating to sit on, didn't we? Yeah, went again, they bought the benches. The church has given money, the church has given money to complete 2 buildings and provide seating for them, as well as provide the needs as well, some of the needs as well. Race day. Race day, this is Clopus's home, we hold a race day at Clopus's home. And what they like is balloons. They have a race and the prize is a crisp lollipops and balloons. They go mad on balloons, enjoy balloons. Even the adults take part, not just the children, it's the adults as well. Right? Over the years, we've seen many people healed out there over the years. Next one. That's it. That gentleman there in the white vest, they call him Mr. Moyo, he just had an heart attack. And when you're having a heart attack, you're clinically dead, weren't you, when you saw him, Lillian? So we no time to send for an ambulance, because we don't know how to get it taken, we'd have to pay for it before we could use it. So we prayed over him, and he came round, didn't he? Came round. And 10 minutes after that, he walked us to the door to say goodbye to us. Next one. This lady called Grace Moneyman, and she couldn't walk. She got out of that chair, she needed assistance to get to the building behind her, which would take her up to 5 minutes, but she couldn't walk. So I said to her, when you go to bed at night, say, God is your strength. And when you wake up in the morning, say, God is your strength. And a week later, come on. She put her best, Lillian. A week later, she got her half chopped off now. We can see it. A week later, she put her, that's the one before it. Anyway, it's a laugh wheels. A week later, she put on the best clothes and she walked from her house to Clopas' house, which is a 10-minute walk, unaided. She was unaided, nobody to help her. And when we first saw her, she couldn't walk. Next one. That's it. That young lad at middle is called Wayne, named after me. The couple, one time we were out there, she was expecting him, and she had only a couple of weeks to go. And she said to Lillian, choose a girl's name, which she did. And she said to me, you're not choosing a boy's name. If it's a boy, it's Wayne. So that is Wayne, but we don't know where they are now, because sadly the father died. And it's tradition out there when the father dies, that the wife and children go live with his brother. And his brother won't let her come to church. And his brother won't let nobody visit him in hospital when they were poorly, would they? So, two girls. These two women, one on the left is Chido with baby Lena, and the one on the right is Grace. These two girls, they lost their families, and the lady took them in, forced them into prostitution. And when Chido, when she went with men, the men used to force beer down young Lena's throat, and she was only 18 months old. They were forcing beer down her. So they heard about a meeting that Clopas was having. They escaped from the house, went to the meeting, got saved, come back, said they won't do it anymore. So she got kicked out, stayed at the police station overnight, came to church following day, we took them in. And there's no clothing or anything, so Lillian and some other ladies provided clothing for them. And two families took them in, one family took one in, one took the other in. Didn't they? Now, can you see the young girl? Can you guess what she's doing? No? She's stroking my arm. And why is she stroking my arm? Because black African men don't have hair on their arm. And she was so fascinated by it, she couldn't leave it alone. Well, what's next one, Lily? Oops. Not yet. Let's open up my pages, that's it. Hospitals in Zimbabwe, there's two types of hospital, a general and a private. Go to a general hospital, go past A&E, you can look in, there's nobody there, because there's nothing to treat them with. You go into the wards, you ask the nurse, is this person on your ward? She'll say yes. But you'll have to find them. So about 17 beds on the ward, all mixed up, all directions. You've got to find what you're looking for, looking under blankets and all sorts. The beds were 1923 style beds. The bedding was torn, the pyjamas were torn, and the lockers were metal rusty ones. In hospitals, you went to better hospitals, it's a lot more set out better, a lot more better in it. One guy went to see his wound wouldn't heal up. He couldn't get it to heal up no matter what they did. So we prayed for him. 2 days later, it completely healed. One family went into the hospital, and Clopper took us to play for this old lady. We couldn't get in the room because we're all our relatives. It was jam-packed with relatives. And they go pray for us, so we did. And the son came out afterwards. And what he said was, he heard his mother was poorly, very poorly, and he came out to see her. They lived in Luton. He said the family appreciate what we've done because the mother only had a few hours to live. Right, yeah, hospital. Continue to more on date now. China, in the past few years, has invested in Zimbabwe. They've built a theme park for children with burger bars. Now they want to start mining. That means taking land off the farmers, and the farmers know where to pasteurize their cows, which I don't think is fair. But they don't know where to get the cattle. And education is in the next video now, Lillian. Education, 50% of children don't go to school. They can't pay their fees. And we've seen this ourselves. We've seen them lining up at school to go into school. Not yet, Lillian. Just a minute. Stop it a minute. Stop it. Stop it. Go back.
This is
Oh, Lillian. Just hold it there in a minute. Tell you, we like this in Africa. We have them in stitches. Yeah, 50%. We've seen it ourselves. We've seen children go to school and the teachers are at the gate and they check every child that goes in. If they've got a paper to say they've paid, they go in. If they haven't got a paper to say they haven't paid, they stand to one side. And then when the time comes for school to start, gates are shut, and those outside who haven't got a paper go home. You don't educate them. But this has touched the heart of our oldest grandson, Tim Wisher. Time Biswa, I can pronounce it properly. It touched his heart. Him and his mate Edward have started a project at the school they're at. They've turned that project into a mission. And I'd like to finish by showing this video of the mission.
Sometimes making a difference doesn't require a miracle, just a bit of heart, determination, and the courage to care. This is Klaus. Behind his gentle smile was a sad reality. His parents couldn't afford his school fees. So every morning, while other young people put on their uniforms and headed to school, Klaus was stuck at home with his younger siblings, watching his dreams of going to school gradually fade away. But someone noticed. Tasimbiswa Mugai, a Form 2 student, noticed, and his heart was moved. So when the Term 1 project was launched, he and his partner, Edward Mtsonziwa, decided that they would work on Sustainable Development Goal number 1, no poverty. What started as a school project became a mission. Tasimbiswa and Edward organized bake sales and reached out to the school community to support them to achieve their goal. Every coin, every note, every word of support added up, and together they raised enough, not just to send Klaus to school now, but for the rest of the year. Klaus' mother visited the school this week. Klaus didn't just receive school fees, he received belief. The belief that he mattered, that someone saw him, and that his dreams were worth fighting for. In a world full of challenges, Tasimbiswa and Edward proved that change begins with noticing and grows through action. They didn't wait for someone else to help. They became the help.
So they paid for him for his education. And his education out there is $320 US. because it's 120 a term. So the lad's got his education for a year, which is good. God is moving in Zimbabwe, pouring out his spirit across the whole country. More people are being added each week, and the churches are growing. We were talking with Robert last night, but we couldn't get a very good reception with him because, again, there's no electric. Electric goes off for 4 to 5 hours at a time, and it's been off all week with Robert, hasn't it? This week. And water, clean water, you're only allowed 2 days clean water. The rest of it you have to use bottled water or borrow water, because they cut your water off and move it onto another region. So that's my update at the moment. And just thank you for listening.
Thank you both for you. That was lovely. I like the line at the end of that video where it goes, they didn't wait for change to happen. They wanted to be the change. And that's something we can all do, isn't it? Whether it's supporting people in this country who need help, or in Africa who need help, as you two do so faithfully. So that's wonderful. Shall we just pray for Zimbabwe? So, Father God, I thank you for Wayne and Lillian for their faithful witness to Zimbabwe over so many years, and for the family that they have over there and they have spoken into. And we just pray for that community, for Robert, for Clopas, for everyone else in that family, that they will not only be able to continue to preach your gospel and to share your love with people in Zim, but they'll be able to make a difference to the communities practically and physically, through schooling, through water, for all those difficulties that they face that we would struggle to imagine in this country. Just pray for your blessings and your support on that church and their community. Amen.